Now today we are going to see the today we are going to discuss the topic of the input buffering. Okay, we have started the lexical analysis phase. As already we see lexical analysis phase duty is to scan the entire program and to identify the tokens or lexmis. Okay, to identify the tokens in the source code. That is the two duties of the lexical analysis. To scan the entire program and to identify the tokens from the source code. Whenever the syntax analysis requires the token, the lexical analysis has to generate the token. Whenever syntax analysis demands the token, it has to provide the token. That is the duty of this lexical analysis. Now today we are going to learn how this scanning is going on, how it is scanning the source code for identifying the tokens, how it is scanning the source code. Okay, the technique for that is followed by the compiler for scanning the entire source code is the input buffering. Clear, the technique it is following is the input buffering. When we come to this one, the duty of the lexical analyzer or scanner is to scan the source code character by character. It will scan the source code character by character. Okay, first character, then second character, then third character. Like this, it has to scan the entire source code. Generally, where is our program? Okay, where is our program? Where we store the program? What I mean is, in which memory we store the program? Where we in our system where we store the program is in main memory. We are storing the program ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ చేస్తామండి. మీరు సేవ్ యాస్ కొడుతున్నారు. You are saving your program after the program is typed. You are saving the program. Okay, మన సిస్టమ్ లో మనం ఎక్కడ సేవ్ చేసుకుంటున్నాము? డోంట్ థింక్ టూ మచ్, జస్ట్ సింప్లీ థింక్. ఓకే, థింక్ సింప్లీ. మన సిస్టమ్ లో మనం జనరల్ గా ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం ప్రోగ్రామ్ ని? సింప్లీ ఇన్ అవర్ హార్డ్ డిస్క్. ఇస్ ఇట్ క్లియర్? మనం మన సిస్టమ్ లో హార్డ్ డిస్క్ లో సేవ్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం అండి. ప్రోగ్రామ్ టైప్ చేసిన తర్వాత వీఆర్ సేవింగ్ అవర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇన్ ద హార్డ్ డిస్క్. క్లియర్? మనం మెయిన్ మెమరీలోనో రిజిస్టర్స్ లోనో ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ చేయట్లేదు. మనం సేవ్ యాజ్ కూడా ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ చేస్తున్నాం అంటే ఏదో ఒక డ్రైవ్ లో సేవ్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం. అది డెస్క్టాప్ అవ్వచ్చు, సి డ్రైవ్ అవ్వచ్చు, లేదా డి డ్రైవ్, ఈ డ్రైవ్, సమ్వేర్ ఇన్ అవర్ హార్డ్ డిస్క్ ఓన్లీ వీఆర్ స్టోరింగ్. దట్ మీన్స్ హార్డ్ డిస్క్ is nothing but the secondary memory. That means where is your source code? When we are giving source code to the compiler, the source code is in the secondary memory. Clear and point? Okay, our source code is in the secondary memory. Okay, that source code which is in the secondary memory we are going to give to the compiler. Then the lexical analyzer or the scanner has to scan that entire source code which is present in the secondary memory. Generally, what is the process it will follow for the scanning is, see, it will scan the source code character by character. It will scan the source code. For scanning the source code, here the lexical analyzer or scanner maintain 2 pointers. The lexical analyzer or the scanner maintains 2 pointers for scanning the source code. The first pointer is called begin pointer. We simply call it as BP. Begin pointer BP, and the second pointer is the forward pointer FP. Okay, it is using 2 pointers BP and FP. BP is the begin pointer as well as FP is the forward pointer. Clear? Only 2 points. It is taking 2 pointers, begin pointer as well as the forward pointer for scanning, and it will start scanning the source code from left to right. Okay, starting from the first line, it will start scanning the source code from left to right only. It will start scanning. Always at the initially, the begin pointer will be always at the first character at the left side. The begin pointer will always be at the first character at the left side. It always indicates the first character in the left side. BP will be there. For example, this is the line in the source program. The line in the source code is this one, int I comma j semicolon. And by diagram of column on this, sorry, it is semicolon. Int I comma j semicolon I is equal to I j plus 1. J is equal, sorry, ఇది కూడా టైపింగ్ మిస్టేక్ డయాగ్రామ్ లో. I is equal to I plus 1 comma semicolon j is equal to j plus 1. This is the line that is present in the source code. The programmer has written this source code line. Okay, while converting this one, while scanning this line, begin pointer will be at the first character I, as well as forward pointer both will be at the same character I. Is it clear now? This is the starting status of the scanner. The scanner is maintaining 2 pointers BP and FP. Both are indicating the first character from the left side. Next, what will happen is, after reading the first character, the BP will not move. The forward pointer will move to the next character. That means after reading the variable I, the FP will come to the variable N, sorry, to the character N. After reading I, FP will come to the character N. After reading N, again FP will come to T. After reading T, forward pointer will move to space, which is between after T. After reading space, it will go. So the duty of the forward pointer is it will move forward after reading each character. It will move to the next character. Is it clear, guys? Up to now, begin pointer will always at the beginning character, first character only. But this forward pointer will move to each character, each step. After reading one character, FP will go to next character like that. It will move. Now the question is, up to which time, how many times it will move? Okay, up to how many times the forward, up to which situation the FP will move. The forward pointer will continue moving until it got white spaces. Either it has to got, okay, until it scans either white spaces or special symbols or operators. The forward pointer will continue moving. Okay, the forward pointer will stop when it reads white spaces or special symbols or operators. Clear? If any one of these three has occurred, it will stop. For example, if you see here, first FP is indicating I. After reading I, FP will indicate N. After reading N, FP will indicate T. After reading T, FP will indicate what? Space, which is nothing but white space. Since white space has came, FP will stop here for some time. Here it will stop here for some time. Clear? Why FP has stopped now? Since FP has encountered white spaces, whenever FP encountered either white spaces or special characters or the operators, it will stop. It will stop. Whenever FP stop, whatever the characters between BP and FP, all those characters combinedly considered as a one token or Lakshmi. Okay, all the characters which are between BP and FP will be considered as one token. Now, what are the characters from BP before FP? I, N, T. These are the three characters which are before FP, and from BP, if we count the characters which are before FP is I, N, T. Now, these three sequence of characters will be considered as one Lakshmi or token. Clear, guys? First token in INT is identified. How it is identified? First it readed EI, next it read N, next it reads T. After T we got space. So FP has stopped there. Now when it is stopped, what are the previous characters? I, N, T. So these three are considered as one Lakshmi or token. Is it clear, guys? అర్థమైందండి ఫస్ట్ ఇట్ విల్ ఐడెంటిఫై దట్ ఐఎన్టీ ఈజ్ సమ్ లక్ష్మి. ఆ తర్వాత అది ఐడెంటిఫై చేసుకుంటున్నది, అది కీవర్డ్ అవుతుందా, ఐడెంటిఫైర్ అవుతుందా, ఏ కేటగిరీకి వస్తుంది తర్వాత చెక్ చేసుకుంటుంది. ప్రజెంట్ వన్ ఈజ్ సపరేటెడ్, వన్ పర్టికులర్ లక్ష్మి ఆర్ టోకెన్ ఈజ్ సపరేటెడ్. ఐఎన్టీ ఈజ్ సపరేటెడ్ యాజ్ ఎ లక్ష్మి ఆర్ టోకెన్. జనరల్ యాక్చువల్ అయితే అది లక్ష్మి మాత్రమే ప్రజెంట్, ఎందుకంటే మనం ఇంకా డిసైడ్ చేయలేదు. ఇంట్ అనేది కీవర్డ్, ఐడెంటిఫైర్ అనేది మనం డిసైడ్ చేయలేదు. ఓకే, జస్ట్ దాన్ని సపరేట్ చేసాము, ఇట్ ఈజ్ వన్ లక్ష్మి. బట్ జనరల్ లాంగ్వేజ్ లో పీపుల్ విల్ కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఎ టోకెన్ ఓన్లీ. ఓకే, సో మీరు టోకెన్ అన్న ఇక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం లేదు, లక్ష్మి అన్న ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. యాక్చువల్ నేమ్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ, యాక్చువల్లీ వీ హావ్ టు కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ లక్ష్మి, బట్ ఇన్ ద రెగ్యులర్ లాంగ్వేజ్ ద పీపుల్ విల్ కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ టోకెన్ ఓన్లీ. ఓకే, ఇంట్ ఈస్ ఐడెంటిఫైడ్. నౌ ఇప్పుడు మన ఎఫ్పి ఎక్కడ ఉందండి? వేర్ ఈస్ అవర్ పాయింటర్ ఎఫ్పి? ఇట్ ఈజ్ ఎట్ ద స్పేస్ దగ్గర ఉందండి. క్లియర్? మన పాయింటర్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది? ఎఫ్పి పాయింటర్ ఈజ్ ఎట్ ద స్పేస్. క్లియర్ అండి? ఇప్పుడు ఎఫ్పి స్పేస్ దగ్గర ఉంది. నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి ఇప్పుడు ఒక టోకెన్ అయిపోయింది కాబట్టి నెక్స్ట్ బీపీ విల్స్ టు కమ్ టు ద అగైన్ బీపీ విల్ కమ్ టు దిస్ స్పేస్. ప్రీవియస్ గా ఐఎన్టీ మన ఐఎన్టీ అయిపోయింది కాబట్టి బీపీ విల్ ఆల్సో కమ్ టు దట్ స్పేస్ ఓన్లీ. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ప్రజెంట్ ఇంట్ తీసేసిన తర్వాత ఇక మన పాయింటర్స్ రెండు ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాయి ఇప్పుడు? బీపీ ఈజ్ ఎట్ ద స్పేస్ ఓన్లీ, ఎఫ్పీ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ఎట్ ద స్పేస్. రెండు స్పేస్ దగ్గరే ఉన్నాయి. ఇజ్ ఇట్ క్లియర్? పాయింట్ అర్థమైందండి. రెండు ఎక్కడికి వచ్చాయి ఇప్పుడు? స్పేస్ దగ్గరకు వచ్చాయి. బట్ మన ఆల్రెడీ లెక్సికల్ అనాలిసిస్ లో ఒక ప్రాపర్టీ, ఒక ఫంక్షన్ చెప్పుకున్నామండి. స్పేసెస్ ఆర్ నెగ్లెక్టెడ్ బై ద లెక్సికల్ అనలైజర్. ఇట్ డోంట్ కన్సిడర్ ద స్పేసెస్. ఓకే, బ్లాంక్ స్పేసెస్ ని ఎప్పుడు లెక్సికల్ అనలైజర్ కన్సిడర్ చేయదు. Since it don't consider lexical blank spaces, yeah, again BP and FP will move to I. Finally, BP and FP is coming to I. ఇప్పుడు BP and FP both are indicating the character I. Clear? రెండు క్యారెక్టర్ I దగ్గర ఉన్నాయి. మళ్ళీ ఈ ఇంట్ అయిపోయిందండి, ఈ I దగ్గరకు వచ్చింది, సెకండ్ I దగ్గరికి. Now both has came to this one. ఈ I దగ్గరకు వచ్చాయి. క్లియర్ అండి. ఈ స్పేస్ నెగ్లెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాయి. దే ఆర్ ఎలిమినేటింగ్ ద స్పేసెస్. వై? బికాస్ జనరల్లీ దే డోంట్ కన్సిడర్ ద స్పేస్. స్కానర్ ఎప్పుడు స్పేస్ ని కన్సిడర్ చేయదు కాబట్టి దట్ వైట్ స్పేస్ ఈస్ that white space or blank space is neglected. Now BP and IFP both are indicating I only. Again same process. Malli BP will be stopped there. BP will be there until you identify the next token. BP will wait there only. I దగ్గర BP అలాగే ఉంటుంది. Again after reading the character I, FP will move to where? FP will move to the comma. FP will come to here. First BP and FP both are at this variable, that character I. After reading I, FP will move to this comma. What is this comma now? It is a special symbol. Comma is a special symbol. Is it clear? Comma FP ఇప్పుడు ఎక్కడికి వచ్చిందండి? FP is now reading the special symbol comma. Since S is the special symbol, again the FP will stop here. మనం ఏం చెప్తున్నాము? whenever white spaces are occurred or special symbols are occurred or operators occurred, the scanning will be stopped. Scanning అక్కడితో అయిపోతుంది. Okay, now since comma is the special symbol, here again FP will stop. Now what are the characters between FP and BP? From BP before FP, what are the characters we have? Only one character I. So I is separated as one token. I is a separate token. I will be separated. Okay, now I is also removed. Up to this part is over. Since I is also over, now again BP, since one more token is over, again BP will move to both IP and BP and FP both are at the comma. Now both are at this comma only. BP is at the comma, it will come after. Since I is over, BP will also come to this one, FP will also come to this one. Clear? And when we come to this one, since this is the FP, he has encountered the special symbol. This special symbol will be automatically considered as a separate token. Okay, they will consider this comma special symbols as a separate token, and comma will also be separated. Then again after comma is separated, again BP and FP will move to BP and FP will move to J. Clear? And since comma is a special symbol, it will be separated, and again BP and FP will move to the next character, that is J. And again after reading J, again forward pointer will move to the forward pointer will move to this semicolon. After reading J, forward pointer will move to the semicolon. Clear? Since again semicolon is a special symbol, what are the character between BP and FP? Now again J is there, so again J will be separated. అర్థమైందండి ప్రాసెస్ వాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ డూయింగ్? J will be separated. మళ్ళీ BP ఎక్కడికి వస్తుంది? బోత్ విల్ కమ్ టు ద సెమీకాలన్. సిన్స్ సెమీకాలన్ ఇస్ దే, ఇది సెమీకాలన్ అండి. టైపింగ్ మిస్టేక్ ఉంది డయాగ్రామ్ లో, బట్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ సెమీకాలన్, నాట్ కాలన్ సింబల్. ఓకే, Again, semicolon is a special symbol, so it will be separated. Next, again BP and FP will move to where a character I. మళ్ళీ I దగ్గరకు వస్తాయి. Both will come to this I. Clear? These are over. It will both will come to this I. Again, after reading I, FP will move to equal to, which is a operator, assignment operator. We know very well. Equal to is a assignment operator. Since it is an operator, again, what are the characters between these two? I is there. So this I will also be separated. Again, this variable, this character I will also be separated as a token. Next, both will come to this operator. Since this is equal to is an operator, this will also be separated. Okay, it will be separated. Again, both will come to J. Clear? Again, after reading J, it will come to plus, which is an operator. Since operator has occurred before this one is J, J will also be separated. Next, both will come to plus. Since it is operator, it will be separated. Next, both will come to 1. After reading the 1, character 1, FP will come to semicolon. Since a special symbol has occurred, again, 1 will be separated as a token. Clear? Both will come to, again, both will come to semicolon. Since semicolon is a special symbol, it will be separated. Next, both will come to J. Both will come to J. After reading J, again, FP will come to equal to, which is operator. Since operator has occurred, J will be separated as a token. Clear? J will be separated as a token. Next, both will come to equal to. Since it is an operator, it will be separated. Next, both will come to J. After reading J, again plus is there. So J will be separated as a token. Next, both will be at plus. Since plus is an operator, it will be separated. Next, both will come to 1. Okay, after reading 1, FP will come to semicolon. Since semicolon is a special symbol, 1 will be separated as a token or Lakshmi. Finally, both will come to semicolon. Since it is an special symbol, semicolon will be separated. After removing semicolon also, there are no more characters in this one. So the process will be stopped. That is briefly what is happening in the scanning process, what it will do by maintaining 2 pointers, begin pointer as well as the forward pointer. Okay, begin pointer will indicate beginning of the Lakshmi, forward pointer will identify end of the Lakshmi. Begin pointer always indicates beginning of the Lakshmi and forward pointer will try to find end of the Lakshmi. Clear? Rough గా అర్థమైందండి ప్రాసెస్. బ్రీఫ్ గా అర్థమైందండి. What we are doing here. Clear? See, forward pointer will stop. When forward pointer will stop, whenever it encountered spaces or whenever it encountered special symbols or whenever it encountered operators, it will be stopped. Among these 3, operators will be considered, special symbols will be considered, but whenever spaces came, it will neglect the spaces, but spaces will not be considered as a token. Clear? Remember that one. Here we are using 2 pointers for this entire process, BP and FP. The begin pointer will indicate the beginning of the Lakshmi and forward pointer will try to find the end of the Lakshmi, beginning character of the Lakshmi, and it will try to find the end point of the Lakshmi. Okay, the characters between BP and FP will become a separate Lakshmi. Clear? After these Lakshmis or tokens are separated, okay, by using regular expressions and finite automata, they will categorize. INT belongs to either identifier or keyword or what it is, to which category it belongs to. I belongs to which category, J belongs to which category. It will identify those categories after this process is over. Okay, this is the thing. What is how scanning is going on? Roughly, is it clear? Briefly, what is how the scanning is going on? ప్రాసెస్ అర్థమైందండి. ముందు స్కానింగ్ ఎలా జరుగుతుంది అనేది. అర్థం కాలేదు. దిస్ మెయిన్ ఈజ్ సపరేట్ ద టోకెన్స్ అంటే నాకు క్వశ్చన్ అర్థం కాలేదండి. ఎవరో రోల్స్ రాయిస్ ఇచ్చిన క్వశ్చన్ అర్థం కాలేదు నాకు. Guys, please don't send the questions privately. Send the questions to publicly only, so that remaining people will also know the questions and they will happily learn the question also. మీకు వచ్చిన డౌట్స్ అందరికీ షేర్ చేశారనుకోండి, వాళ్ళకు కూడా క్లారిఫై అవుతుంది. ప్రైవేట్ గా మాత్రం క్వశ్చన్స్ సెండ్ చేయొద్దు. రోల్స్ రాయిస్ మీరు ఇచ్చిన క్వశ్చన్ ఏదో నాకు అర్థం కాదండి. ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ క్వశ్చన్ మీకు డౌట్ అయితేనో దాన్ని టైప్ చేయండి. ఓకే, మనం ఇంకా ఇన్పుట్ బఫర్ గురించి మాట్లాడుకోవట్లేదండి. ప్రజెంట్ స్కానింగ్ ఎలా జరుగుతుందని మాత్రం మాట్లాడుకున్నాం. ఇంకా మనం బఫర్ అనే వర్డ్ ఎక్కడ మనం యూస్ చేయలేదు. వి డిడ్ంట్ ఎంటర్ ఇంటూ ద బఫర్ కాన్సెప్ట్. ఓకే, ఇన్పుట్ ని ఎలా స్కాన్ చేయాలి? ఇన్పుట్ మీన్స్ హియర్ సోర్స్ కోడ్ ఈస్ ద ఇన్పుట్. ఇన్పుట్ స్కానింగ్ గురించి తెలుసుకున్నాం మనం. ఇంకా వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ వర్డ్ బఫర్? మరి ఎక్కడ మనం ఇంతసేపు మాట్లాడుకున్న దాంట్లో బఫర్ అనే వర్డ్ అయితే మనం యూజ్ చేయలేదు. ఓన్లీ పాయింటర్స్ యూజ్ చేసుకొని స్కానింగ్ అనే మాట్లాడుకున్నాం. ఓకే, ఫ్యూ మినిట్స్ ఆర్ రిక్వైర్డ్, వి గో టు దట్ వన్. క్లియర్? Now, briefly, is it clear initially what is happening, how the scanning is going on? If it is clear, immediately the question is where this entire process is going on. ఈ ప్రాసెస్ మొత్తం ఎక్కడ జరుగుతుంది? దట్ ఈస్ ద నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ డౌట్ we will get. Clear? See here, he given BP, some diagrammatic form. మనం చెప్పుకున్న diagrammatic ఇచ్చేయండి. First, BP is at I, both are at I. Next, FP is moving to N. Next, FP is moving to T. Finally, int is separated as a token. Next, BP and FP are moving to I. Again, the process started from I. ఇలా ఇన్పుట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ జరుగుతుందండి. ఇది మనం చెప్పుకున్న ప్రాసెస్ ఇప్పుడు దాకా. Now the question is where this entire process is going on. Now where is your program till now? Where is the source code? Up to now, ఇప్పుడు మనకు అసలు మన సోర్స్ కోడ్ ఎక్కడ ఉందండి? అవర్ సోర్స్ కోడ్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ ద సెకండరీ మెమరీ. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ యువర్ హార్డ్ డిస్క్. ఓకే, మనం అయితే హార్డ్ డిస్క్ లో సేవ్ చేసుకుంటున్నాము. అది పెన్ డ్రైవ్ అవ్వచ్చు, హార్డ్ డిస్క్ అవ్వచ్చు, ఓకే, లేదా వేరే అదర్ లొకేషన్ అవ్వచ్చు. జనరల్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ ద secondary memory. Up to now, our program is in secondary memory. So since the source code in secondary memory, generally the scanning process will go in the secondary memory only. The scanning process will happen in the secondary memory only. The scanner will scan the source code which is directly present in the secondary memory. Okay, but the process, when we try to scan the source code which is directly in secondary memory, it will process is there. Okay, it will take huge amount of time for scanning to go into the secondary memory and to scan that one. Okay, that process is taking too much of time. Okay, more amount of time will be taken for the scanner program to go to the hard disk and to scan the source code. Okay, so the secondary memory, generally this process has to happen in the secondary memory only. But if the scanning happened in the secondary memory, that process is time costly. Okay, more time is required. Why? Because it has to go to the secondary memory and it has to scan the program. So the alternative is, instead of going to secondary memory and scan the program, we bring the program, part of the program into main memory and we scan directly in the main memory. Okay, it will try to bring the program, part of the program, which line you want to scan. First line you want to scan, that line will be brought into main memory and that line will be scanned. After it is over, again second line will brought into the main memory and that will be scanned. Okay, for this scanning process, it will try to complete the scanning process in the main memory by bringing the program from secondary memory to main memory. Then here the role of buffers came. First of all, what is a buffer? How can we define buffer? Anybody, how can you define a buffer? Did you have any idea about what is this buffer? మీరు బఫర్ మెమరీ అని విని ఉంటారండి. బఫర్ మెమరీ మీన్స్ వాట్ ఈస్ బఫర్? బఫర్ మీన్స్ నథింగ్ బట్ బఫర్ మెమరీ. వాట్ ఈస్ meant by this బఫర్ మెమరీ? ఎవరికైనా ఐడియా ఉందా? Somewhat right, but not exact. Intermediate memory. Okay, somewhat is right, but not come the exact answer. Any more answers? What is this buffer memory? Memory, but somewhat your answer is also right. No. See, it is near to catch memory, but somewhat different from catch memory also, but almost near to catch memory. See, buffer memory means temporary memory. Okay, for some time temporarily, if you want to store the data, we are using the buffers. Okay, yes, exactly. Temporary memory. Who is this person? Rolls Royce. Your answer is right. Again, I asked you guys questions and answers post in publicly only, so that remaining people will also happily see whether they are right or wrong. Happily, remaining people will also see, so that they can answer know the questions and answers. Now, when we come to the buffer memory means nothing but the temporary memory. Okay. So if you want to store some data for temporarily for some period of time, we use the buffers. Okay. Buffers are used. Buffers means temporary memory for temporary for some particular limited period of time. If you want to store the data, then we use the buffer memory. Clear. See, the cache memory is also similar to buffer memory, but there is slight difference is there. Cache memory is for storing most frequently using data. Whenever we are using the some data most frequently, more number of times we are using, that memory will be stored in the cache memory. That data will be stored in the cache memory. Clear. It is also temporary memory only, but generally cache memory will store the most frequently used data. It is related to temporary buffers only, but slight difference. Now, buffer memory is nothing but the temporary memory for storing the data for some point of time. Now, in the main memory, what we will do is, okay, in the main memory, some buffer will be taken. Some amount of buffer will be taken. For example, generally, they depending on the compiler, some compilers will take 1024 bits. That means 1 byte of buffer. Some compilers will take 2 bytes of buffer. Some compilers will take 3 bytes of buffer, depending on the type of the compiler. Okay, they will use some buffer memory. In the main memory, they will take some buffer by allocating some buffer memory in the primary memory. Okay, first they will scan the line, the same line. If you observe this one on the screen, we are seeing a line. Okay, the same line will be scanned, will be transferred to the buffer memory. It will transfer that line to the buffer memory, and it will do the same process in that buffer memory. అర్థమైందండి. Instead of doing the process in the secondary memory, it will transfer the data to the buffer memory, temporary memory, and it will do the same process in that buffer. Is it clear? That's why this concept is called input buffering. The input source code will be transferred to the buffer memory, and there the scanning will be done. After line 1 scanning is over, again line 1 will be replaced with line 2. After it scanning is over, line 3. Okay, again line 1 will come back, line 2 will go there, line 3, line 4. There we are storing the data temporarily only. In the buffer for scanning purpose only, temporarily the data will be there. Is it clear? That's why then our concept has came into the name input buffering. Here we are using the buffers instead of directly scanning in the secondary memory. We people started to use buffers of the main memory for transferring the programming lines into the main memory, buffers of the main memory, and scanning there for identification of the tokens. Here we are transferring the programming line source code lines to the main memory only for scanning purpose only. That's why they are buffers only, temporary only, not permanent. We are not using this code for running. Just for the scanning purpose, it will transfer the lines to the main memory. After the tokens are identified, it will send back. It will be erased. Clear on it. That's why this memory is we are using is called the buffer memory only. Is it clear? Answer clear now. What is this input buffers? Now, when we come to the input buffers, there are two methods are available in the input buffering by using the buffers in the memory. That is one buffer scheme and two buffer scheme. We have two types of methods are available. for using the buffers of main memory, that is one buffer scheme and two buffer scheme, as I already told you. Okay, when we come to the buffer, how much size, what is the size of the button buffer means, generally it depends on the compiler. Some will take 1 byte, some will take 2 bytes, depending on the type of compiler. Some compilers will take 2 bytes, buffer size is taken as 2 bytes. Some will take only 1 byte as the buffer size. Clear? That means some will take 8 bits as a buffer, some will take 16 bits as a buffer. Like that, it will take depending on the type of thing. Clear? When we come to the one buffer scheme, ఇక్కడ కూడా క్లియర్ కదండి? Up to now, is it clear? Now when we come to the first one buffer scheme, here only one buffer is used to store the input string. Okay, for storing the input string, when we brought the input string from the source code, only one buffer is used to store the input string. ఆ ఫస్ట్ లైన్ మొత్తాన్ని స్టోర్ చేసిన మనం ఫస్ట్ లైన్ తీసుకొచ్చాం ఇక్కడికి. దాన్ని స్టోర్ చేసిన మనం యూజ్ చేస్తే ఎన్ని బఫర్స్ ఇచ్చేస్తామంటే వీ విల్ యూజ్ ఓన్లీ వన్ బఫర్. క్లియర్? ఇందాక మీరు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ లో చూస్తే మనం ఒక బఫర్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దీన్నే మనం బఫర్ అనుకుంటే ఎన్ని బఫర్స్ యూజ్ చేసాం ఇక్కడ మనం? ఓన్లీ బఫర్, వన్ బఫర్ వీ హావ్ యూజ్డ్. అయితే ఈ బఫర్ లో స్లాట్స్ ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 స్లాట్స్. 20 slots, 20 bits size ఉన్నటువంటి బఫర్ తీసుకున్నాను నేను ఇక్కడ. ఓన్లీ వీ హావ్ టేకెన్ ఓన్లీ వన్ బఫర్ whose size is of 20 bits. Clear అండి? Clear? One buffer scheme, when we come to this one, it has only, we are using only one buffer to store the entire input string. Process will be same, scanning process will be same process. PP and FP will be there, they will scan each character, and identification of tokens will be same process. Process has no change at all, but here we are using okay, Mikla. See, first scanning process clear కదండి మీకు? Is it clear? Scanning process ఎలా జరుగుతుంది క్లియర్ కదా? If the scanning process is clear, next మన క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటయ్యా అంటే where this scanning process is going on is the next question. Clear? Okay guys, only 1 minute is there, so I will send you again user ID and password. Connect again, then we will discuss this one. Why? Because time is only less than 1 minute is there.